So the elevator trip is fast and smooth, and as you come to the stop,
Elevators that actually work. Imagine that.
yeah, hey, if something breaks there, they just fix it themselves with alien tech.
Oh
You'll be
God.
lucky to not end up on the moon in their elevators. Um, the doors open after the elevator loudly dings. It's like the one thing that's not quiet on this ride. And you step out, and there is like a hallway um that leads down a little bit and branches out into this other massive research and development wing. And a security guard walks up to you. Says, excuse me, sirs. He seems like he's a little awkward, like you're not the usual guests on this floor. So he's like, all right, am I handling this according to protocol? Am I using the right term? Like, whatever. He's like, I'm just gonna do my job. Try to ignore the fact that you guys are Power Rangers. Um, you're here to see Dr. Tam?
Yes, please.
Follow me. He's got this very militaristic nature, and he starts walking down the hallway towards the expanded room area. And you see a few scientists working on different projects scattered around the room. You see some sparks fly from one scientist, and he starts giggling because he's finally gotten a response from what he was working on. Others are working very diligently at their computers. None of them even notice you. And then there's Dr. Tam, who is a young, probably late 20s, early to mid 30s at the oldest man who wearing his lab coat, and he practically jumps around his desk and starts power walking over to you guys. And he's like, "Wow, Power Rangers. Huge fan. What can I do for you guys today?" And he's like almost like aggressively, like violently shakes your hands because he's excited.
Can we talk to you in private for a moment?
Oh, yeah, sure.
We
He
have a
brings you over to his desk, and as you stand like around the desk, he presses a button, and you can see like um the glass like walls come up from the floor to complete like an enclosure around his desk, and then it does that whole frosting effect. And if you weren't wearing your helmets, your ears would have popped. You're now in a like negative pressure, soundproof enclosure. What can I do for you guys? I'm always happy to help the Power Rangers.
we have a bit of a delicate situation.
Okay.
Do you remember what was it
Few
a few
weeks.
weeks ago?
Yeah, it would have been a few weeks.
A few weeks ago, there was all sorts of strangeness happening.
You mean that weird temporal disturbance that caused people to disappear?
Yeah.
I'd say that was strange. Yeah, I remember that.
Okay.
We've been
What
kind of
when
looking into it, and
um
think we think we found something, but we can't be certain.
what when whatever caused the event happened, it unfortunately whatever it's done has left certain energy contaminants in and around the area. This means that any of our existing sensor technologies cannot work around. Basically, it's blocking out our existing tech to be able to look into the situation.
Okay.
we were hoping that we could either borrow or have you use it. Your good listener
You see
to
this
help
look of
us
like
filter
shock
out
come
the
over his face.
energies.
How did you hear about Good Listener?
Outside meta question for a moment.
Yeah.
How did Zordon find out?
Oh man. Oh man, here we go. Now we're just gonna go down a rabbit hole. Like, does anybody even know about Zordon? Do we explain to him? So we got this robot.
Zordon,
I have a
alien
plan.
technology advanced and a robot entire thing. So it's not entirely out of the bag that they could get something like that.
I have an option if you need me to.
Well,
I just wanted to ask
Zordon-
the DM first.
Zordon has, because of his Eltarian technology, he's able to get information more easily. That's why as soon as a monster spawns, oh look, I know exactly what the hell it's called.
Okay, I have a possible answer.
So he basically pulls a Cerebro.
Yeah, I mean
Basically.
he's a floating head
He
tapped
is,
into the morphing grade.
He is the internet.
He knows all. He sees all.
Yeah,
I thought
okay.
I thought he was a person in that floating head tube.
That was in the movie. His
Well-
body. If you go by comics, his body's been decimated.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
And
Okay,
It's just his spirit now.
yeah,
getting caught in a time warp is freaky business.
yeah.
So it's whatever the person telling the story wants to have it be.
Okay, I got it. Leave it to me, Colin.
Go ahead.
Okay. Your company works with alien tech. You're cutting edge tech, and the Rangers, whether it's our generation or previous generations of us, have always had our eyes and our ears open. And we hear things. Most of the time, we don't need to do anything about it. But you can imagine someone who does not necessarily have good intentions getting a hold of technology they shouldn't. How bad that could possibly be.
Okay. Give me a persuasion skill check.
Okay, one moment. Oh yeah,
Let me
persuasion
find-
skills, I forgot about that.
And let me find his stats. Okay, there we go. 5 pages off.
Oh, that's
Oh,
pretty
yeah,
damn
it's right
good.
there.
24.
Okay.
Too shy of my theoretical maximum at the moment.
He looks and he says, or he's like looking at you. He goes, you know what? That makes absolute sense. I would do the same thing. Okay. Well, and he starts thinking things over and he goes, it's still experimental. And I mean, I want to let you guys use it. I trust you. Can you give me any more information about what is, like, how it's going to be used?
One moment. This is me spitballing, so this is out of.
Yeah.
I just need to spitball for a moment. So we're using the scanner good listener, to act as a filter or a new type of scanner? What
You're
exactly?
basically, from the way Zordon explained it, you'll be combining it with existing technology that you have at the command center to get past the interference and triangulate the source of the initial energy wave as a means to eventually lead to stopping it from ever happening again and
Yeah.
possibly get the kidnapped or the taken people back.
Use it to boost, scan,
Well,
and
that's easy
triangulate.
enough. 3, 2, 1, play on.
And scene.
Right now, our plan is to combine it with our sensor array to be able to move past the interference that I was telling you about, to be able to triangulate the source of the wave. Once we know where the coordinates for that, we're going to be doing some search and rescue. Not everyone. There's still plenty of people missing from that incident that we need to find and bring home.
And you see him almost like he's doing the math in his head. Give me one more persuasion check.
22 crit on the skill die.
Okay. So you see him start rubbing his chin like he's really in thought. Pulls out a pen and starts writing some symbols and numbers down on a piece of paper. And you see him draw some lines and he's doing other things. And it's like he's almost forgotten that there are two Power Rangers standing right next to him.
I just let him
And he's
do his
just,
thing. I know
yeah,
better than interfering with the sciencey types when they're doing stuff.
Yeah, if anything, John's just thinking, I wish I was smart enough to understand what I'm looking at.
and he suddenly just stands upright. He goes, huh. Okay. So in order to use good listener to help in your ways, you're going to need to go to multiple locations, and he just starts rambling. All this stuff about trajectory and locations and all this information, and it is going right over your heads. And then he stops and goes, "Oh, sorry, I got lost in the math again."
That's fine.
And he goes, "Yeah, okay. You're gonna need to take it with you. So here's how it works." And he gives you the rundown of basically how it works. A lot of technical jargon that he tries to kind of dumb down. Does not do it very well. He's used to talking to other scientists, but you get the general idea. That you do have to. It's got to be hooked directly into another scanning device. And you're gonna have to move around to specific locations. But he then lowers the privacy wall. He says, "Come with me." And he walks over to a small, well, like a double door size vault door built into a wall. And he puts his hand against a seemingly normal tile. And you see a green light from beneath the tile just scan his hand, and the door opens. He steps inside. So you guys need to wait outside though. Walks into the vault. You hear a couple of buttons being pushed, and another safe door open, and he comes out with a box. Inside this box is Good Listener, and it's about the size of it's maybe about 8 to 10 inches squared or cubed, actually. And he says, you got to be very careful with the box. Keep it inside the box until you're ready to use it. And you're ready to connect it with your device. This is proprietary tech. And he goes over to his desk, signs a document, and presses a button on the desk, which you've come to realize it wasn't paper that he was writing on. It was like a whiteboard, a digital whiteboard built into his desk. And he just sent the authorization forms for you guys to leave with this box, so the security won't stop you.
Nice.
And just, I know your jobs can get pretty hectic and dangerous. This is the only prototype. Please try not to damage it. And he hands you the box. And says, good luck.
Thank you.
And the security guard that brought you over comes back. And doesn't even say anything to you this time, just kind of extends his hand pointing towards the elevator. Like he's waving you to go back there. Do you follow him or?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. He walks with you over to the elevator. You swipe the key card on the panel. Doors open. You go in. He gives you like a little good luck type nod. And then the doors shut and you head down to the lobby. As you come out, you see over by the reception desk there is now like 6 or 7 other young receptionists standing there, almost as giddy as the first one was. Just excited to see Power Rangers.
It's the uniform, right? They dig the uniform.
Chicks dig the suit. Chicks dig the Zord.
Chicks dig the core.
And you see that the one that you talked to already is standing there, same as she was before, trying to keep her composure. And as you're walking by with the box in hand, she's like, excuse me.
Yes.
I need the key card back.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I'll hand her the key card.
She takes it from you, blushes, and all her like fellow receptionists are kind of like giddy with her. You can tell that these women do not get out much at all. Or they just have no social life.
They're book talk girls.
She thanks you for giving the card back. And she says, thanks for coming to Emigren. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
Well,
and as you approach the front door, the security guard stationed inside swipes his card and the door opens. And you see that there is a small group of people standing around the Uma Riders.
Sorry. I just had this whole like image in my head of like chirping the lock alarm. just
remotely revving the engine.
Oh man. If
all you hear, instead of a chirp alarm or a revved engine, you hear a horse.
Yeah. Sorry. Excuse us.
Mission? Ricky talking, not me.
Wait, what happened? What'd you say?
Ricky's just like through the
Don't
comms,
say
been
it.
observing. He's been observing through the windows, like you guys going along the places, and he's like, "Well, that was slightly boring, but that's good."
Boring's great. It's okay.
Oh, you don't want boring?
It's
okay, hang on.
Nah.
Yeah, boy.
Nah.
Yeah, boy. TPK.
It's
Now
since you
I
bring
roll well.
Zed along now, please.
Yeah.
No, it's the classic. It's the classic. Boring is good.
Yeah.
It's just not what we're used to.
What do you think was scarier, the armed men or all the receptionists that appeared out of the ether?
Well, to be honest, Ricky was not there to be socially awkward, so he's fine.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and like walk up to the Uma Rider and like essentially make myself seen and try to get myself onto my bike.
Okay. The crowd parts. They're just excited to see actual Power Rangers. They weren't sure if it was going to be cosplayers. But they see you and they're like, okay, yeah, these guys are legit.
Man, I thought it was gonna be He-Man.
You
knew it was happening,
I'm
guys.
I'm just gonna go over the comms just to fuck with John and Jonas and be like, "Hey, me and Ricky made some nice schmoes. Do you want some?" He purposefully says s'mores wrong.
We got the. I guess we're fucking. Let's ride off into the sunset, Jonas. I mean, I'm not gonna call you Jonas out loud. You ready to ride off into the sunset?
Yeah, let's go.
Hi ho, Silver, away!
Meanwhile, we just get teleported back to the center, and we're just there, still relaxing when you guys arrive.
Ricky and Donovan teleport once they realize that there's no need for them to be standing there. And Jonas, as you and John take off on the Uma Riders down the street, you feel the sensation that you're being teleported. And as you ride away, all that the assembled people see is you and the Uma Riders just teleport and disappear.
Great Scott!
If there was any doubt that you guys were legit Power Rangers, it is now gone.
It admittedly would have been funny if one of them's like, I don't know, man, that looks pretty fake.
I've seen some pretty good CGI.
That'd probably be me if I was down there.
Now, you all reconvene in the command center.
Hey guys,
Alpha
how's
comes
it going? Want to smoke? Casually pulls out s'more from nowhere.
Alpha comes over, takes the box from you, opens it up, and pulls out the energy analyzer known as Good Listener. And you can see on like a work tray, there's another familiar piece of technology next to it. And he goes to start working on them. And Zordon starts speaking. Excellent work, Power Rangers. Alpha and I have tracked down the quadrant of the Black Eye Galaxy from where the Machine Empire originated the assaults on Angel Grove. The trouble is, however, that our search has narrowed down the location to any one of roughly 1,000 planets and their various satellite bodies, such as moons and pseudo-solid rings. That is still an extremely large area of space to search, so we need you to use the good listener device to narrow things down.
Yeah.
There are 5 locations you need to go to in order to align the signal to triangulate the location or the source of the initial energy wave. The first is the top of the Harrison Street apartments. And everybody give me a culture skill check, please.
All right.
And we're going to use this for all of the locations to see if you know anything about them. So Ricky doesn't know anything.
Baby!
Yes.
That is 23 with a crit on the D4.
Okay.
17.
Okay. Fade, what you get for a culture check? Oh, he's muted. Are you there, Fade?
You are muted.
Yeah.
Fade.
Sorry,
There he is.
I was doing something. My bad.
All right. Give me a culture skill check.
Oh, oh Lord. How do I roll if I have a snag? Just 2d20s?
Yeah, do /R space 2d20. You can re-roll that
damn.
one. So just do /R1. Yeah, there you go. All right. So you basically got a 10. All right. So all of you have some familiarity with the locations. John, actually no, I'm sorry. Ricky does not.
I was about to say, how
His
do
mind
I?
his mind is a void. John, you instantly when you hear each of those locations, there's something about it you know. And Jonas, you are familiar. It takes you a minute or so to realize why you're familiar with these areas. But then a pattern starts to emerge. First one is the top of the Harrison Street apartments, which is the roof of Jason's apartment complex. Then there is the Municipal Gardens gazebo, where Aisha went missing. Hole 7 Frisbee Golf at Fielding Park, which is I forget who went missing there. Let me see. Did someone go missing there, or was it just something else? Because you've gone to Fielding Park a couple of times. Yeah, Fielding Park is where you you dealt with some putties that were interrupting a picnic. The roof of Angel Gate Mall, where you met your new good buddy Genghis Khan. And the tunnel exit on Shukheim Island. That's 5. And Shukheim Island is, of course, the island above the entrance to the Dragonzord's lair. Zordon continues on saying, you have to use the good listener device at each of these locations long enough to triangulate a signal. You have to one of you will have to use the device you'll have to spread out who uses it at which location, because this is not just going to a location, using the device, and getting a result. You have to send an enhanced signal burst along the remnants of the energy path up into space. So you need to have a clear line of sight of the sky. And it will require a power boost from whoever uses it. You will have to be morphed, and you will have to give a portion of your morphed energy to the device to power it. And it will take roughly 30 to 60 seconds to get an accurate reading. Now, Alpha hands you the now adjusted device, and the piece of equipment that was familiar was the Energic Analyzer. The same device that you used to absorb a lot of the mechanomantic static in the past. Which of the locations do you want to go to first?
I mean, do you guys have a preference? I was gonna say, like, I guess we can start out furthest and work our way in, but I don't know if that matters.
I'm down with it.
I think that would put the furthest
I
at
can't tell
Shukaima
if he's
Island, but what do you guys think?
I see Ricky talking, but I don't hear anything.
I think I'm talking.
Now we hear you.
I'm good.
I thought he was laying a suggestion down. That's why I said something.
Well, I'll tell you what.
We just couldn't hear him.
Let's just actually start closest and work our way back, or work our way out. Right? Shukaima Island is the last.
Okay.
I think that would make.
I guess two quick questions.
Yeah.
You mentioned last time a bunch of gizmos. Is that something that we still have to get to, or?
It's not quite time for that yet.
All right. The other question has nothing to do with this situation, so I'll keep it for later.
Okay.
Would that make the Fielding Park the closest one?
Hang on. I'm gonna get the proper map. Actually, you know what? Do. All right, let's see. All right. I just shared the map into Discord. And the locations are we got Fielding Park is closest to the command center. The Harrison Street Apartments is not that far from Angel Grove Municipal Gardens, if I remember correctly. It's not marked on this map. I know there is a map somewhere. It's probably in the earliest adventure. Gridquake. Okay. Yeah, it's not marked on any map. All right, but it is in like that what's it?
Like Middleton Heights.
Yeah. It's in there.
Okay.
And then you have the Municipal Garden where Aisha disappeared from. Angel Gate Mall is down on the other side of the bridge. And then Shukheim Island, all the way down at the bottom. So yeah, if you follow it in a point from going to the park first, then say Jason's apartment, then the Municipal Gardens,
Yeah.
over to the mall, and then Shukheim Island, you'll hit all of them in a line.
Okay. Let's start off at Fielding Park then.
Okay.
Unless you guys have another suggestion.
As good as any.
Okay.
You have to go to all those places, so.
All right. Are you staying morphed, or are you going to go as civilians?
Gonna stay morphed.
I mean,
Okay.
I would actually think we might want to go civilian for this one, unless.
Well, we have to be
isn't it-
morphed. Whoever uses the new device has to be morphed.
All right.
All right, then,
Let me
I see.
let me get you the information you would need.
Then indeed.
Must be morphed. Have clear line of sight of sky.
You want to have the least amount of people there. There's two ways you can guarantee this. The first is to go and actually purchase a tea time, essentially. And go there. The other would be to wait until dark and sneak onto the course. If you want to get a tea time, you will have that area to yourselves. Essentially.
I'm not above giving her a go. I'll buy the tea time.
All right. So you'll have to travel to Fielding Park and unmorphed. Go register and essentially wait around until your tea time before you can get onto the field.
Okay.
So if that's the plan, you might need some frisbees.
All right. Any votes from the rest of the group?
I mean,
I don't think it matters which order we go in, to be quite honest.
I would say in character he's not gonna have the extra to just be paying an entire thing for the tea time. So if you're paying it, like the only other option that he could think of is coming here at night. So it's all good.
Now, Ricky wants to spend more time doing this so that he gets closer to getting his cannon.
Well then we can. Then we'll hit up. We'll hit up the. Oh God, what I had the 7-hole frisbee golf. At Fielding Park later. If we're gonna do that, then why don't we skip to the top of the Harrison Street apartments?
Okay. So, are you? All right. All right. If you're going to teleport there, you'll teleport to the alley just like you did last time. You'll have to get up to the roof.
All right.
Makes sense to me. I think last time we used a fire escape, didn't we?
Yeah, I think so.
Makes sense to me.
All right. If you're going to stay morphed, I mean, you could just go in and be like, hey, we need to use your roof.
There was somebody up there. There was somebody on this roof.
It's a pigeon old man.
It's
I
a pigeon
believe.
guy. I can't
Yeah.
remember his name.
Yeah. Old Man Hawkins.
Old Man Hawkins.
I think Ricky kind of made friends with him.
Well, you don't know if
Climbing
he's
them.
there, but the pigeons probably are.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you go into Jason's apartment.
Yep.
All right. You teleport to the nearby alley. Give me alertness skill checks.
All right.
20.
17.
Jonas, alertness skill check.
19.
Okay. As you all arrive in this familiar looking alleyway, you notice not much has changed. And why would it in just a few weeks? The buildings, the wall, the brick siding of the building, has been weathered in several locations. They almost look like they would be good places to grip.
You all right?
Oh. How would you like to get up to the roof?
I mean, do we still have the option to go for the what's the name of that?
Fire escape.
Yeah, that fire escape.
You do, but you notice it doesn't go all the way up to the roof.
That's right. Last time we took it to Jason's apartment and then took the elevator from the floor up. B&E, that's what we did. Yeah, I mean, it's either that or try to go through the front.
Is it too much to go through the fire escape and then climb from whenever it kind of ends, or do we have to climb from the bottom up?
You can try. You can certainly try.
Which one of
I
the
don't-
options?
I don't use that phrase often enough. You could try climbing from the ground level all the way up the side of the building. You could try going most of the way up the fire escape and climbing the rest of the way. You could try going into the front door and getting the keys to the roof. You have multiple options.
Well, I'm taking the fire escape. You guys want to do something else?
Not to hell with it. I'll try the fire escape and then climb up when we reach the dead end. Why not?
Bade and Jonas, you doing the same thing?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So you're able to easily pull the ladder for the fire escape down. Each of you climbs up, walks up all the way to the let's see, how many levels is this? How many floors is this thing?
So GM, I hate to interrupt,
What's up?
but I think one of the new players, my friend's brother, is looking to join. Until he hits me back up, because I asked him about the smart games thing and his mic. If he says yes, he's gonna need an invite. If that's fine with you,
All right.
to the Discord server.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Give me 1 second. I just managed to confuse myself. Not what I wanted. Really? Yeah, just give me 1 second. It's deciding now it wants to be a pain in my ass. That's what I'm looking for. There we go. All right, I sent you the Discord invite. Just copy and paste it for him.
All right.
I mean, and then when he pops into the server, I'll give him the role so he can join the chat. All he'll be really able to do is like just listen in. I mean, he'll be able to talk and everything, but participating is he doesn't have a character yet, so. But he can see what craziness we get into.
Right.
And now the other thing. Okay. So you can take the fire escape up to the 4th floor. You'll have to climb the rest of the way. So I'll need one athletic skill test from everybody
Oh,
to see if you
Lord.
can get onto the wall.
Oh boy.
Is it possible when you do the typing instead of 1d20, can you say 2d20?
Yeah, if you do /r space 2d20, it should do it. It won't separate them, so you'll have to keep an eye on what gets rolled.
Okay.
But
13
18.
and an 8.
yeah, so if you're
Whoa.
rolling it snag, you got an 8 on it.
All right.
All right. Okay, Fade, you got an 8. Ricky, you got a 14. John, what'd you get?
18.
Jonas, what did you get?
15.
Okay. Jonas, John, and Ricky managed to get good footing on and like hold on the wall, and you guys are stable on there. Fade, you had to pull back and plant your feet on the fire escape again to try it again.
So I gotta do it again.
Yeah. So everybody give me another
Okay.
round of athletics skill checks to climb up to the roof. Fade, for you, this is to get onto the wall.
He just face plants.
The dirtiest 17 I ever had.
Who?
You called it.
Ah! He
Wait, you
just
know what?
smacked
You know
face
what?
first into the wall.
I screwed that up. Because of the grips, you're all supposed to have edge on it. So for you, Fade, it's just a single D20.
Okay.
So if you haven't already rolled, like Ricky, you succeeded, so you're fine. If you haven't already rolled this check, do it with an edge.
I rolled that 2, so just re-roll it or so.
Just roll 1. We're gonna ignore that roll. Okay.
Hey,
All right. So that's you getting onto the wall. Now give me one more. See if you get up on top.
Dan.
You just made it.
Oh, okay.
You struggled climbing up, but you got there.
I'm a fat
John,
fuck, I know.
John and Jonas, what'd you get for your second roll?
The dirtiest 17 I've ever had.
16.
All right. The two of you make it up on top. All 4 of you are now on the roof, and you hear the pigeons squawking like crazy. Now, I need you all to roll infiltration skill checks.
Ah, shit. As expected.
You said we need to roll what again?
Infiltration.
Okay. And then we're using all the ones that I don't have anything in. Oh, never mind, I do.
I'll take it. 23. Wait, nope, sorry. That's not 23. 22.
Okay.
They're gonna hear me.
Again, we're not the stealthy boys.
So full disclosure, when I first built John for the Yellow Ranger, I thought Yellow played like a rogue, not like a monk. And so I'm just like, cool, I'll just make him like frictionless and sneaky as shit. And then I'm like, oh, he plays like a monk. So why do I have these points in infiltration? Fucking rip!
Well, you could still try to use them when you can.
I
since
just
you
did.
have them.
I just did.
Okay.
I mean, outside of specific situations.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I gotta double check something real quick.
Oh yeah, anytime I think we need to sneak, I'm like, I can sneak if need to. But then like it happens like Callisto, where it's like, well, let's set up to get these tangas, and then like Ricky face plants into the rocks, and I'm like, I didn't think
that's
this through.
yeah, that's why you have to do the Reiki is the man in front, because there's no fucking way, even if he tries, he can hide. And you are going to be actually hidden, because there's no fucking way they're gonna find you when there's Reiki face spawning right in front of them.
I mean, in all fairness, it doesn't matter now. I have fucking morphed AC
Alright.
of 22.
Okay. So you're on the roof, trying to get shit done. The pigeons are going crazy.
Shut up. Shut up.
And Ricky shushing them is not helping.
It's 'cause no points.
But
That's a 4 infiltration for you.
John and Jonas, what did you guys get?
22.
All right. The two of you give me an alertness skill check.
Oh shit, that's another thing I'm half decent at. Uh, 19.
There you are.
What was it?
17. Sorry, my D4
Hold on a second,
didn't
guys.
come out of my bag.
1 second, guys. My nephew is bugging me.
Go redneck Sentai. Do 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 do.
Okay. All right. So you guys, Jonas and John, you notice out of the corner of your eye, several people on other rooftops and in windows that are up to about the same height as this rooftop, pulling out their phones and snapping pictures. And you get an alert from Zordon on the communicators. Rangers, we've just noticed that images of you working on triangulating the signal have spread out onto the internet. This could draw attention from the Machine Empire. You may want to not be morphed or to be more stealthy when checking the future sites.
Noted.
That tracks.
Now, who is going to use the device?
Guys, I have no problem forfeiting my personal power, but my technology skills are garbage.
I would
Did
like
someone
to
say
keep-
technology?
Yep.
Is that what we need for this?
Well,
Mhm.
Because I have a
we don't know.
Yeah, I never
I
actually
would
said what it
assume.
is yet.
Well, I would honestly prefer to keep my personal power.
There is no roll for it.
Oh, well then I'll do it.
You do need to hold the good listener in one hand and spend one personal power. And hold it for roughly 30 to 60 seconds.
Okay. Jonas was the last one who had it, so I'm going to assume he has it. I'll hold my hand out for it. And then I will spend a personal power while phoning home.
Jonas, do you give him the device?
Yep.
Okay. So you take the device from Jonas. You kind of look it over in your hands like, okay, they told us how to work this thing. I got this. You push the activation button and you spend that personal power. And the machine starts coming to life. And you hold it steady. And this 30 to 60 second time frame seems like an eternity when nothing else is really going on. But after it passes, you hear the typical ding, letting you know that it's completed its activity.
Pizza's ready.
Now you need to move on to the next location.